All right, welcome back, Augmented Ones. Glad you could join us for Augmented Naturally, episode 23. Just Storm here, and DJ Bride back again.
Yeah, man.
For episode 23, it's a bit of a Augmental episode. We're going to be recapping all of the crazy ideas we had, seeing how things have changed a little bit, and seeing ways that things could be implemented now to help keep things more stable. Currently, everyone likes to play when an event happens, and after that, the FOMO is gone, and they're not doing anything in-game.
Insert the deuces kid gif where he disappears.
Yeah. So, we can go into news real quick, just for the sake of it.
Okay.
This week is Porygon Community Day.
Yes.
If you complete, I think it's Go Battle League, or it'll be a special research. Is it?
I know they're doing the pay for the extra research storyline.
Yes. Okay. So they'll have a special timed research to get 3 Sinnoh Stones. That
Okay.
can evolve 3 Porygon 2s into Porygon Z. The upgrades, they should be available.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 3 upgrades and 3 Sinnoh Stones from completing the
Okay, gotcha.
the timed research for that community day. There will be the special dollar ticket for extra coin. There will be the community day box with the charge TM, the elite fast TM, sorry. So the elite fast TM will be the 1280 community day box.
Okay.
Don't forget to take your snapshots of Porygon because that'll be a few extra Porygons you can capture.
Word.
I
always forget to do that.
Yeah, I do too. I usually do it like once or twice and then I forget about it.
Yep.
It varies on how invested I am in that community day. Because sometimes I'm at the park, sometimes I'm at home, sometimes I'm catching a few things or just letting the Go Plus run and catching what I can here and there, depending on how much of something I need. Usually I already have everything ready and just evolve them.
That's typically where I'm at.
Mm.
I'm usually ready to rock, but I didn't think Porygon was coming anytime soon, so I already evolved my Hundo back in the day. Should not have done that, but whatever.
Well, you still have the fast TMs to use, so the elite.
Oh, that's
TMs.
true. Yeah, I should probably just do that.
Yeah. And it'll be from 11 to 5 your local
time.
Yep. And I think that's basically it. Porygon is an interesting thing for PvP. With Tri-Attack, it was recently buffed in code, but it's still going to be doing not crazy amount of damage, but if you get a good setup for, say you go in and they have a disadvantage and they switch out, that means you're going to get that extra energy, you're going to be able to fire off a few extra Tri-Attacks, and if the cards play into your favor where you're getting the debuffs rolling on the opponent and off of yourself, because it lowers the opponent's attack and defense. So if you get multiple debuffs on your opponent, then they're basically nerfed. They're wet blanketing, and you can just farm it away. So not really much they can do about that if they switch into a Porygon. So if you get the switch advantage with a Porygon, that could be the way that it goes.
Okay.
But it's going to be one of those niche situations. If you are going up in GBL, that's definitely one time that you can roll it through. Or if it's a secret strategy that you hold in your back pocket or something like that for Cup or something.
Try to catch somebody off guard with something a little wacky.
Yeah. Because that Tri-Attack is going to be a lot faster than Porygon's other moves.
Okay.
Because meanwhile, it does have hidden powers. The move hidden power.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That'll be a tricky one because when that Porygon has a hidden power assigned to it, it can only be that one hidden power regardless of how many times you tend to use on it.
Yeah. And something I found out, this is probably documented forever ago, but Laura and I both caught the same Pokemon at the same spot at the same time, and we had different hidden power types.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that it was based off of CP, or on the
You know what?
IVs.
She might have been under 30 at the time.
Oh, okay.
I have to go. Well, I'm not going to be able to go back and find out when we did it. So never mind.
Probably toy with some things and figure out.
Edit that out. Don't talk about. Don't.
I mean, if you really want me to, it's fine. But
I don't care. No, I want my shame. Shame the meat. I need to be taken down a peg.
I mean, we actually don't have that many people listening, so I doubt that anyone's actually going to chime in and comment on something like that.
They're coming for me. It's gonna blow up in a year, and then somebody's gonna backlog, and it's gonna be all over Reddit. I want to get canceled. I'll find all my old tweets.
No, well, see, that's the thing too, because they won't be able to track down the exact moment that you had said. Us talking about this will make them record this time and time frame and maybe try and think about it. But they can't find it.
I'm already dead.
That's not one of the things that they exact document. Because it's like, okay, the changes for hidden power only change so often, or they haven't changed. No way for us to exactly know, but anyway. The other bonus the other bonus going on will be the 3 times catch XP.
Woo!
So if you were able to reset your catch streak to land on Sunday for the event, then your 7-day catch bonus will be 3 times the 7 times. So basically 21 times the XP for the first catch of the day for that.
Okay. My catch of the day is always on Sunday, so.
Ooh, okay.
So that'll
train yourself. Make sure you do not open the app. Just don't even open the app, because out of instinct, I just automatically just click on.
It's not going to be that difficult. I will not be awake on Sunday before 11.
I'll be off, but
I'm gonna let my laziness take over. Nah, I'm usually up by 8 on Sundays, but
okay.
I just won't play. It's not that difficult.
Well, yeah, I'm decent with it when I need to restrain myself for a Stardust one.
Yeah.
Catch myself, and it's like, if you even run from it and the ball has already left the air, then 90% of the time it catches that first Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to, It's like the best. They want you to get that catch bonus. So, Porygon. And for anyone listening to this episode, probably when it actually comes out, hope you had a good Porygon community day. Evolved everything good.
Got a lot of faith in your editing skills. You can editing and posting.
It varies.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I work tomorrow. I work tomorrow morning. I get off around 2-ish. I may have to work later because it's Wawa.
Yeah.
I don't know how my stamina will be after that. Giggity. So I might be able to finagle it and get it up in time. Giggity.
Giggity.
But yeah, I might be able to. I'll see.
Okay.
I'll see how well everything flows, because sometimes I don't need to edit much, and I just need to make sure there's no big snafu Go from there.
Right.
And yeah, we'll see how it goes. The other bit of news, Season 4 started for GBL. If you haven't jumped in already and completed your first ranking, get in, well, pretty much get in whenever you can now. We meant to have this up with the Augmented sync, but basically, because Pidgeot is a Mega Pokemon eligible now, that means the Pidgeot form is eligible to be shiny. Because Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, those ones are able to be shiny in raids. And Beedrill has also been available to be shiny in the wild.
Right.
Which says to me that if a Pokemon's available to be shiny in a raid, especially if it's a later stage Pokemon, then it'll be available in whatever way you can encounter it from there.
I got you.
So Pidgeot is the reward for the first ranking in GBL as the Pokemon encounter.
Okay.
Each ranking has a different Pokemon. So if you waited to rank up until Mega Pidgeot got released, which was Friday, then you can jump into GBL, get that rank one win or something like that, encounter the Pidgeot, and you may get a shiny Pidgeot.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yeah, I figure that would fly with most people.
That's my recognize a pun laugh.
One other word of note, we'll go over it in the Augmented sync, but the 24th will release the Flying Cup in GBL, which is the GBL version of one of the Sylph Cups, where it'll be flying type only Pokemon. And if you can get a Emolga from someone, electric flying little mouse Pokemon, and you have Stardust to spend on it.
I was thinking Zapdos too.
I think Zapdos does a good bit of work, but right now I think
what is it, Great League? You can get them under 1,500. Oh, okay.
I believe it'll be any league. So it'll be similar to the... Oh, right now, yeah. It's Great League right now. Great League will run until the 28th of September.
Okay.
By the time they do that special Battle Night on the 24th.
Okay.
So the Battle Night will be 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'm hoping to get things up and running so I can actually live stream it, because that'll just be easy battles and not
for real
per se, but
I got you.
Good exposure for us.
Battle Night would be a good. Hold on.
Yeah, go Battle Night 6 p.m. to the end of the day, your local time on the 24th, and the Flying Cup will be available during that. And it'll be the Great League Pokemon that are available then. So it'll be a max CP of 1,500. So if you have a Articuno, Zapdos from the researches, then you'll have one that is eligible to be in part of the Great League for there.
Okay. And it's from 6 to midnight local time.
Yes.
I can dig it. I may actually do some battling.
The other special part about it is you'll be able to complete 20 sets of Go Battle League battles during that time, up from the standard 5 sets. And should you be playing at the same time, and I'm still playing at the same time, then that actually starts my vacation too.
Oh.
So, I'll be playing all night. So if you're still
all night. All night.
Yeah. Let me see what.
What's the 24th? Was that Friday? What the 24th is? Thursday? Yeah. No, I won't be up all night. I'm trying to get to bed by 11.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah, so right now, PvPoke has, for overall, Mantine being the top Pokemon in there.
Really? Okay.
Emolga, number 2. Aerodactyl, number 3, because it's flying rock. Most of its counters would mainly be the electric or the waters that are flown in.
Yeah. That is a good one. I didn't think about him.
Zapdos, Skarmory, Shadow Zapdos, Articuno, and Shadow Articuno. Oh, and Gyarados is in there too. Altaria, Togekiss, Drifblim, Pelipper, Dragonite, Gligar, Gliscor, Mantike. That's kind of funny.
I can see rolling with a Mantike.
Show.
Ooh. 3D Mantike.
Right now, Charizard is sitting at 26. Oh wait, no, it's too soon for it to have Dragon Breath.
Oh yeah.
But maybe for the next round for it, or it should still be around. I don't think it's only going to be that one day. It'll be launched with it, though. And, oh yeah, so if you evolve a Pidgeotto during the Go Battle Night, it'll learn, Pidgeot will learn Gust. Another note from PvP information would be Halloween Cup will be the 26th of October. And, oh, it'll only last a week. Interesting. It'll run until November 3rd. We'll remind everyone when that time actually comes. Merry Spooky to everyone.
Spooktober on its way.
Now back into the regular show. I tried turning down dessert today. And I pulled out the pineapples out of the fridge and I was like, I'm going to have pineapples. No ice cream for us. No, don't worry about it. It's fine. We don't need to make the hot fudge caramel ice cream we had the other night.
You don't need to make it.
So I pull out the pineapples, and then she turns to me and says, well, you should heat up the hot fudge so that we can have chocolate-covered pineapples. And I was like, okay, I'll go with that. That's fine.
Okay. All right, fine. But it's too hot. Put ice cream on it. It'll help bring it back down.
Yeah. Well, it was mainly like one of those Hershey's hot fudge chocolate sauce containers. So you just microwave it,
Gotcha.
and then you can dip the pineapples into it. Reminded me of edible arrangement, so worked out nicely. Because any other chocolate would just instantly solidify, so
True. I can dig it.
Okay, so into the augmental sections.
All right.
The main point of the episode, go fig. Some of these ideas came out when DJ Brad, we weren't able to group up and display all the information, get his input on everything, so we also wanted to introduce these ideas again back into the ecosphere and for other people to see. That way they don't have to drudge through all the old episodes because timestamps are not my strong point. It happens. We just like to go with the flow. The train of thought tends to get derailed. It happens, but yeah.
No, never.
That's part of the fun.
Come on, never.
The original name of the episode was Battling RNGesus in Pokemon Go. Because it can be a lot of randomness. And
yeah.
In a way, the thing I'm trying to resolve in Pokemon Go is to get a stable battlefield for people to play on a daily basis without needing an event to be motivated to play. A lot of the time, it comes down to communities and how some people are playing for one thing, others are playing for another. Some are farming PvP Pokemon, some are doing as many raids as possible because they want to, or they need better IVs, or they just can't stand being home right now. Who knows?
Yeah, for real.
But I did want to raise a question to you, DJ Brad, because I was thinking about it, and do you feel as though Pokemon Go should be the way that you interact with everything and be 100% of your day, or be there to interact with certain locations and points, and it shouldn't have that much going on with it?
It definitely needs more interaction than it currently has, especially for people that, you know, they're out in the sticks and they don't have stops nearby or gyms anywhere in their field of view.
Mm-hmm.
They're entirely reliant on, you know,
Rocket balloons, spawn.
Yeah, rocket balloons and
hatching eggs that they might have, or gift interactions.
Yeah, gym invite or raid invites,
Mm-hmm.
which you only get so many free ones, or 1 cent, 1 coin ones, whatever. But I don't think it's something that should be 100% all the time. I mean, I guess it kind of is with the walking sync, whatever what's that called?
Adventure Sync.
Adventure Sync.
But that's
and then it can also kind of be like that with the Go Plus and whatnot. But
well, the Go Plus is reliant on stops and spawns, which in a rural location, that's not really going to help you much.
No,
because
especially if you're not moving.
The Adventure Sync is kind of what I'm trying to figure out, because the Adventure Sync is the Pokemon Go is the okay, take your nibbles, and then get the reward later on. Meanwhile, things like spawns or raids, you want to play as much as possible because that's how you're going to get the most stuff in the game.
Right.
So that's kind of where I want to figure out how these augmental ideas could help shape Pokemon to either be a 100% game or a game that helps augment your daily functions naturally. So just like Adventure Sync does, you have your small interactions, but it doesn't require you to be on there 100% of the time.
Right.
Which, come to think of it, in some aspects, they do that, especially with Adventure Sync. That way you can play their other games at the same time. Because I was doing that for a while, and I honestly stopped playing Wizards Unite for a bit because I would do all this walking because I would be doing an event for Ingress and walking around a city, and I would need to switch between apps. Meanwhile, the phone would close out of the apps, and I would lose progress. The port keys wouldn't open up, and I'm just wasting time there. And I'm like, okay, I wish I would be able to do everything in all three of the games at the same time, but it's not possible because technology isn't there, 5G connection isn't there yet, Wizards Unite didn't have an Adventure Sync, and I wanted to play Pokemon Go and Ingress at the same time, not entirely Wizards Unite.
Yeah.
So I had to make the decision, and I was like, I need Pokemon Go more than I need the WizBiz.
I had the same problem. I would play Wizards Unite with Pokemon running in the background, but every time I went someplace new, I was like, well, I got to check and see what's here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe I won't catch anything, but I have to look. I have to see what's here. And maybe I've got my, IV checker running at the same time. Since I got an Android, I can have that going.
Mm-hmm.
I can click on this guy, and then let me get back over to Wizards Unite. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to shuffle back and forth.
Yeah.
If they could do add more to Adventure Sync.
Mm-hmm.
maybe like give you the option, like, hey, give me your top 5 Pokemon that you want to catch, and you could put them on the list, and then
See,
like, hey, you interacted with
a feature that was never actually like, it didn't actually work with it, but
right.
apparently Adventure Sync originally, or like one of the iterations, was able to send you a notification that a Pokemon was nearby.
Yeah, I knew they only ever did that for like new Pokemon. I don't think, but you never got to pick what Pokemon it notified you for. I'm almost positive. I have to go back and look, but
No,
I was thinking more like
I have some things on my Pokemon that I haven't evolved yet still show up on my nearby, but they don't. The Adventure Sync Pokemon nearby worked for like.
that'll teach them.
Mosquito. I don't think I got it, but he'll be back because my blood's extra hot right now.
Don't if you get mad at him, it's just gonna make it worse. He's gonna get you. You're gonna get got. If I see him, I'll let you know. I'm not gonna try to see him.
Yeah, if you start seeing a big red weld showing up somewhere, that's how you know you got me. Because that's how they do me. Because I'm dirty. They've grown up on sucking my blood for millennia. Not that long. My math sucks. But what's the name? Yeah, so they love me, and my body doesn't like it. Doesn't like their saliva. They doesn't like their backs. Their backwash. There we go.
Yeah, that's nasty.
But yeah, that feature never actually worked. It worked like for a week or so, and then from there, nothing.
Yeah, and I don't think they ever really talked about what it was supposed to do, or so.
Well, it was supposed to be the same as, it was basically the free version of the Go Plus.
Yeah,
It gives you the buzz, lets you know that something's going on, and it never actually worked.
No.
Because I've even seen in game that I'll switch between different apps and everything, and even if I have a Go Plus or a Pokeball Plus running, unless I have the game actually open, it's not going to spawn Pokemon around me, which is a bit irritating that I must have the game open 100% of the time, because I could be enjoying another game or interacting with Ingress people, other agents there, other wizards around me, doing stuff like that. But because the phone won't actually do that, I can't use the feature the way I would like to.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out whether Pokemon Go should be 100% full focus all the time, should be the fully functioning game that it could and should be, which I think there was something at South by Southwest in like 2018. But other than that, Pokemon Go hasn't really won any awards lately. And to an extent, should they be? Or, I mean, yes, it's a great game. It's amazing for all the features that it has, but a lot of us diehard players are in it because of all the work that we've put into it.
Right.
Meanwhile, you wouldn't be able to get a player. Well, maybe you would. To an extent, you wouldn't be able to have a random person off the street download Pokemon Go and enjoy it to the same aspects that we do.
That's just I was saying that like new players, anybody who downloads the game right now and starts playing is going to be just overwhelmed with the amount of additional content that's been added since the original launch of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to get, and there's no real clear instructions on how to do a lot of the stuff that's now in the games, or like motivate, like the reasoning behind why you should do the things you're supposed to be doing in the game, unless you've been there when it's been trickled out. Like,
yeah, there's.
Would people know what Adventure Sync was? Does it eventually tell you? I know it says like, "Hey, you should turn Adventure Sync on, so we can track your location at all times. We want to know where you are in your life." I mean,
maybe I'll, for the podcast purposes, download.
Yeah, I would almost be interested to see what it's like for a new player.
Yeah, because I think there's. See, I feel like. Maybe should
it just be a wash and instruction
I'm kind of thinking
dialogues for
avoid raids for a bit of it, because
for sure
it's kind of like the like first world problems. In means of everyone complains about all the different potions there are, but if you actually go back to maybe some old things. Old level guides, those potions were rewards like every 5 levels or every 10 levels, you got a different type of potion to heal Pokemon up. So
you couldn't get like the hyper potions until level 15 or whatever it was, and so forth. Max potions at 25? I don't remember.
I think it was
something like that. Maybe it was 30.
I think Ultra Balls were 30. Not sure.
That's quite possible.
We'll have to look it up and then do like a bare bones free to play.
I would love to see what the levels 1 through 40 rewards were initially and what they are now. I can only imagine. It is way different.
No, I think the level up bonuses have never changed. They've all.
You don't think they've
the same? Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Because they didn't have TMs. They didn't have a lot of the different types of berries. All the potions and all the revives are the same. They've been there since the jump.
After the Gen 2 update, they added in the nab berries and pineapple berries for it.
Okay. So not a whole lot difference, but
yeah.
Something.
So
okay.
Level 5 unlocked gyms, potions, and revives. Level 8 unlocked raspberry. 10 was potions. 12 was great ball. 15 was
great balls.
20 was ultra ball. 25 was max potion. 30 was max revive. And that's at level 30 you have access to everything from there. Everything else is just you get all the other stuff from leveling up and everything.
Right. Oh, like and super incubators. That was another one that wasn't initially in the game.
Yes, but I think it's just it's still just standard incubators that you get as a reward for it.
Okay.
For leveling up. But yeah, I was looking up recently trying to figure out what awards they could win. And a lot of stuff, as they would with any mobile game, they get overshadowed by everything else. Because Pokemon Go shines because of the community, not for heavily engaging gameplay or battle scenarios. Because for it to actually be exciting, you need more knowledge on it, and you need more varieties of Pokemon to actually enjoy it. There's no way for you to get like a rental team and try and run through things and then learn how everything goes. One of the things I wanted to start off, the question I had for you, the question we posed for everyone out there about whether Pokemon Go should be 100% interactive with the player 100% of the time, or if it should just be like your weather app. You log on, you do a few things, you see what's going on, but it's not something that you're going to devote your entire day playing with. Which for Pokemon it should be. I don't know. That's one of the questions we have, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance between what it is now and what it and 100. There's somewhere in there that's a
Yeah, because I think that
so there's a good
GBL.
balance somewhere in there because it needs to be enough where it's encouraged, but it's not punishing if you don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that you want to do it because it's fun, not because, okay, it's a chore, you need to do it. Now we'll roll into the augmental ideas. So for the augmental ideas, talking about things that you can do as a group. More reasons to group up with people, more reasons to actually, okay, your buddy gets out of work at 3 o'clock, you want to go to that location, to around their location, hang out, spend some stops, do some gameplay with each other. Otherwise, you're just going to go play with yourself and have fun on your own, and you're not going to be there chatting with a buddy. So the first idea is for a group bonus to be introduced. We've gone over this before, that we've even said that, okay, each team should get their own group bonus, or maybe whenever a different team joins up. So if you have a Valor player or a team that's not your own team, you get a bonus to XP. The way you could keep people from abusing the system is actually to introduce a puzzle game, maybe, that they have to do simultaneously so that you can't just have one person with two phones just diddling around.
Right.
That way each player has to interact with the puzzle, complete it at the same time, and then they get that group bonus. Maybe it'll be something like like the unknowns or something like that. That could be a weird, somewhat interesting way they could introduce that mystery of the unknowns.
Right. Well, mystery dungeon nonsense.
That would be fun. Ooh, we gotta make sure we mention that too. So yeah, group bonus. Something that Pokemon Go definitely needs. Not just for when people are interacting with a raid or they're farming lore. Lures are Pokemon.
Taking down a gym. I mean, taking down a gym and battling in a raid is really the only time you interact with anybody in-game as a team.
Yeah. Which those only have their interaction points to an extent. Because once the gym is flipped, done. Nothing else can go on.
You can sit there together and look pretty.
Yeah. Well, the other thing comes down to what some people used to do, or what they don't allow in Ingress, where the opposite factions aren't allowed to repeatedly take something down that another player or team put up in quick succession. So they call it win trading.
Like a cooldown period.
Well, no, they call it win trading. When, say, you're playing with a resistance player and playing with your enlightened player or something like that, where you set up a portal and then that other faction takes it down, because that's the only way a portal would come down, other than like a 3-day time frame for the portal to naturally expire.
Gotcha.
It means at Pokemon Go, they don't have anything specifically saying that you shouldn't do that, because in Pokemon Go, you do get partial XP from it all, but XP in battling isn't as much of a hot commodity as in Ingress. Because in Ingress, you'll get that extra AP, you'll get the badge points, and things will happen a lot faster, and those badge points in AP mean a lot more in that game than in Pokemon Go. Because in Pokemon Go, the badges are basically just the checkers. You get the badge points, you get that badge up, and you're done. Nothing else is going on from there. Meanwhile, in Ingress, the AP and those badge points are more of a feat and more bragging rights than in Pokemon Go, because those badge points help you level up repeatedly, and those badge points should actually mean something in Ingress. So they have like some crazy numbers, like 17,000 deploys on a portal for resonators. And I'm not sure where else to put this. Yeah, pretty much.
The old Joey Tanner? Cut it out!
Basically, win trading is a big deal in means of Ingress because their gameplay is all based around the portals, around their badges, around the big numbers and everything going on in game. Meanwhile, in Pokemon Go, you're collecting Pokemon, you're defeating gyms and earning other bits, other things in game, and it's not only about the numbers. So Pokemon Go has more of a niche value system than just a number tracking system. So that's why in Ingress, win trading is so frowned upon and is a bannable offense, because that community is by the books, to the number, as close to be as possible.
Okay.
Because even their Metal Sojourner is based off of completing a hack on a portal once every 24 hours for 360 days. So they're right on the money for that. So, but things like Stardust, XP isn't too important to people right now, but Stardust is a big deal for other players because you need to power things up, you need to complete more trades, and that could be some of the other bonuses going on as well. Okay, so Stardust for the week, but you get an extra 15% Stardust increase if you're grouped up with another player.
Okay.
So that could be another bonus to get people out and about and playing, more involved with their local communities and actually traveling together instead of just showing up to a raid and then peacing out right after. On the topic of raids, raid incubators. Not sure if we discussed this together or not, but raid incubators, the idea before raid invites came out was to get people, actually this was before the pandemic and everything, was to get people out of their cars and actually walking around a location instead of just showing up for the raid when it actually happens. So the idea can still work out. Basically, you show up to a gym, a raid egg pops up on top.
Right.
That raid egg, okay, so raid incubators. So you show up to a raid, you say, okay, I'm going to complete this raid when it hatches. You then pick up an egg, and the egg gets a flame effect on it. And from it having that flame effect on it, other players in the area will see, okay, someone's incubating this raid egg, they're going to be here for the raid, so they can actually see without needing to communicate with anyone, without needing to download Discord, without needing to download a messenger group, without needing to get a special invite, or... Oh yeah, this was before raid invites too. But basically, it would be a way to activate an in-game event for the raid to be engulfed in flames. Then you walk around and by walking a kilometer or walking during a certain time frame for this, you then get extra bonuses, or you get to hatch the egg faster for the rest of the team and people around. So it could be a way to make eggs hatch faster so that people don't have to wait the full hour. If they only have an hour, they've gone to this location, they want to do this raid, but they only have an hour. Meanwhile, they took down the gym, and it won't be up for another 45 minutes. While we're on the topic of raids, too, I think we went over this idea where it would be a legendary influence. So a raid
we did talk about.
Yeah. So the raid would happen, or an egg would spawn, and then it would spawn other Pokemon around it, because you can't put a lure on a gym, or you can only put it on a Pokestop. So instead of leaving the gym location, you then that egg will then spawn Pokemon correlating to that Pokemon that is going to come out of the egg. The earlier levels, it could be things that are slightly a counter. Basically, when a raid happens, make it or basically.
It would be neat if it was like, I've mentioned it last time we talked about this as like, oh, maybe it'll give you the same types that that Pokemon is, to kind of give you a hint of what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've changed my mind on that. I think it should give you Pokemon that are a good counter to the one that it's going to hatch from. That's going to hatch out of it. Yeah. So especially for low-level players that don't have a lot of stuff, like, oh, there's an egg. I'm hanging out with people. I can catch, some low-level mons that maybe I can get some candy for, buff up one of my better guys, or whatever, and still give you that idea of like, oh, it's let's say it's Mega Charizard's in there, and he's what, Dragon and Flying? Is that what his? Is he Dragon Fire?
Dragon Fire.
Dragon Fire.
Actually,
so it could give you
Dragon Fire, Wise, Flying Fire still.
Yes. Okay. So it could give you, some rock Pokemon, some Geodudes, some low level Pikachu, just stuff like that. Just
Well, yeah, it's just like the way that they do the lower. It's kind of what they already do with the other stages for raids, where they'll introduce the counters into those raids.
Into the lower tiers.
They could still do the same thing with the wild Pokemon around a raid.
Right.
That way it gets people more invested and wanting to go to a raid, even if it's not to actually... Well, we want them to spend the money and complete the raid.
They want to,
But they can still get that extra bonus, more Stardust, more catches, more not hatches, more of that type, especially if they're looking to work on that metal. Because if someone's looking to work on a metal of some sort, then they would only have a nest or changing a biome or a special event to be able to work on that type for that event. Especially if and when they introduce the level cap increase, which it should be sometime this year, I think.
I would imagine, but who knows? COVID and just not.
They do it quarterly, and we're about to go into the next quarter, or this is the last quarter.
Well, what was their summer update then? What was the
summer update? Was the raid invite system.
Okay, so yeah, we're due for fall at some point, and then winter's usually like they always try to squeak it out before Christmas, for the Christmas season.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to get a big update anytime soon, but maybe by the end of the year.
Yeah, I think level cap increase would probably be the best way that they could capitalize on people getting all those iTunes and Google Play gift cards.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Squeak that out right before the holidays.
The legendary influence. The other thing would be a way to, another point on raids, EX raids should have a storyline associated with them in the general area. So, Team Zealots. I think we went over this back in the day.
I believe so.
But now that we have all of these special and timed researches and they're doing more phasing stuff with the Team Go Rocket stuff, I can definitely see them introducing Team Zealots for maybe the EX gyms itself, or maybe for the Pokestops around an EX gym, where the NPC comes out of there, it's your team, a zealot for your team that is staking out a location, waiting for this legendary Pokemon to show up again. The Team Zealots would be just hanging out on a location, staking out this EX raid location, just any EX raid location, and the Team Zealot then lets you know about a mysterious Pokemon that has been happening and frequently showing up in this location during a certain time frame. And it'll then let you know about EX raids, how they work. It could then help you with counters for that Pokemon. So you would then defeat the Team Zealot, or they tell you, oh, you should train against me, and you'll get a counter for that Pokemon. So say it was Mewtwo back in EX raids. They may have a Ghost or a Dark-type Pokemon that you would then defeat the Team Zealot for, and then that Pokemon would then be able to be on your team. Obviously, you catch it, stuff like that. But basically make EX raid locations a lot more interesting than just, okay, this is an EX raid gym, stuff happens here. When it actually happens, who knows? But you can have a little bit of a storyline to it and let people know, okay, this is an EX raid, this is what happens. When it happens can be a little random, but this is the storyline and the potential Pokemon that will be available during this time. And here's a Pokemon that you can use to counter this EX raid location. That way, when the Pokemon actually does show up, you can actually defeat it. And you're not showing up with Agrons or something like that when you need something better.
Wussies.
Mm-hmm. I think Blissey is probably a little harder to get these days. Well, maybe with Happiny through eggs.
No, that's just one of the ones that used to auto pop in
yeah.
In raid. You'd be like, who's got a freaking chancing in here? Yes, it's gonna stay alive for a long time. It's not gonna do any damage.
Mm-hmm.
Or the guy that I won't name him in hopes that no one shames him, but he would be like, I'd be like, who's got a Rosalia? Wait, who's using a Pidgeotto or whatever? He was like, I'm running out of stuff. He's the dad that never knew any Pokemon that doesn't call any other Pokemon by their correct names. A Pidgeotty. I got one of them Pidgeotties. Like, no, dude, that's not a Pidgeotty. You're putting an extra syllable in there. I don't know where you're getting it.
Probably making the connection of what it might be versus something that they already know. Meh. But yeah, there's always someone in the raid group like that. But
usually it's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you.
So the other thing that we can bring up would be a Nest rework. Because right now, Nest are boring. It's a few fun here and there. You can't really tell which Nest Pokemon is there. You can see there's a few Pokemon that are very similar to it. But from there, you don't exactly know that it's a nest, or if you're not familiar with Pokemon Go, you wouldn't have a clue what a nest is.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't think there's any in-game notification, no in-game information about Nest. And it's just something that even we just call it ourselves because in the Game Boy games, it was in the Pokédex that a Pokemon would nest in a location, and that would be how we would find them on the routes. So, nest rework should be one of the things every maybe second, third quarter, probably second quarter 2020. Nice way to spring it on everyone. Weather's getting nice again. Maybe the pandemic's over. Maybe not. Maybe we're looking for new countries to live in if you're in the US. Well,
The US doesn't exist anymore.
That'll probably be happening at the end of the year of 2020 if
2020 out with a bang.
Yeah. And then some. Yeah, we're only in September.
There's still months to go.
Exactly. And it keeps getting worse.
No.
Oh God.
To be fair, at least it got a little cooler here a little earlier because of the umbrella of ash that floated all the way across the United States. And I had to explain. One of the guys at work was like, "You think it's colder because of the ash?" I'm like, "Dude, ask the dinosaurs. I think it's colder because of stuff in the atmosphere." It's like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." Like, yeah, it's not good.
You're just trolling. That's not really it.
No.
Right now is right now is the oh, have you seen the TikTok memes where
I'm sure
the angels are talking to God and they're mispronouncing words and it's like the apocalypse because of it? So one of them was like, "Hey angel, hey God, did you give the dinosaurs their ass steroids?" And the angel's like,
"Wait, what?
Asteroids, right?
No.
Ass steroids so they could have stronger butts. Asteroids. Asteroids?" And then it just pans over to the angel and God, both with a tear streaming down their face. One of them was like, "Okay, so did you make an example of Trump? Angel, did you make an example of Trump? Did you set a new precedent for him?" And the angel's like, "Precedent. Precedent. Precedent." But yeah, this is the teaser week that fall always does. So it always cools off, and then before the temperature actually falls, drops a little, and then it goes back up for another heat wave. That way it gets people sick and everything like that. So
yeah,
all the idiots that break out their winter gear and then sweat their balls off.
not me.
So yeah, I had the discussion with someone at work saying, okay, well, before Central Air, if you're so hot right now, what do you think everyone did before Central Air? And
slept.
They were like, "I don't know how they survive, but I can't." And I was like, "Oh, okay then, yeah."
Okay, fine, that's fine.
And I just remarked upon, okay, well, back in the day, my parents told me that, okay, if you're hot, we don't have central air, so you're just going to have to breathe and calm down. And so I
And
did.
just don't do a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have control over your body. Just the way it goes.
Take a bath. You'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter.
Dig a hole. Lay in the hole. You'll be okay.
Yeah, go play in the mud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, back to the show.
All right. All right.
But nest rework. Something that the game definitely needs. Hopefully, they introduce some more impactful things for 2021. I think we have a level increase for the end of 2020. Because, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, so we're definitely going to be leveling up a lot from 2020.
Unless it, paralyzes you, then that doesn't work.
Well, they've done studies, and lottery winners and paraplegics are... Lottery winners are only slightly happier than someone that might be paralyzed, so all comes down to your perspective on everything.
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah, because...
Physically stronger. Okay. Maybe that's not what we're talking about.
Well, emotionally, physically... Yeah,
Just had a little lightning bolt for a nest rework. Allow shiny chaining in nests. Bam. That is a super simple change that would people would care a lot more about nests.
Yeah. Well, they would have to introduce a distinguishable code from there, which from what we've seen and experienced ourselves, it's the catch medal with the catch with the Pokédex medal or the Pokédex scene, and even odd ratio with that. And that's about how it would end up being. So improving Nest would also require more Pokestops, most likely.
Yeah,
which would make it a lot easier to get those catches as well. To get more shinies.
Yeah.
Which rolls into the next idea, which was allow for a AR photo of a location of a Pokemon for that nest to show up as a Pokestop. So you take an AR photo of a Feebas in the river. You then submit it like you do a Pokestop, and then after some waiting time maybe, or maybe it's immediate, or who knows exactly, that Pokemon then shows up in the river, in the Pokestop, not the river per se, but along the coast of where the photo was taken. That way the nest could have more Pokestops that could be then more in tune with how it is. Because there's a lot of nature preserves and a lot of locations that they have walking paths. It is safe for people to be in there. But there's no actual man-made objects for people to take a picture of to then submit a Pokestop for. And so those beautiful locations are often neglected in means of the map for Pokemon Go, because it's just a slice of nature, and unless you're going there for fishing, watching actual wildlife, there's no point of going there for Pokemon.
This is the one we talked about prior to the show that would have to have some sort of way of filtering.
Yeah.
That they would have to be, you would have to submit it to Niantic
Wayfarer,
for the right. But it would need to be a faster turnaround.
If you wanted it for that exact nest Pokemon, potentially, It would have to be a faster turnaround. A Nest AR photo to show up if they continue with the every other week system that they had been going with.
Right.
Because if they do a rework of this caliber, then it could be a every month change up. That way there could still be people that are submitting Pokestops. And it wouldn't be a concrete spot, because each Pokemon type or each Pokemon or AR photo that happens there would only be able to last a certain amount of time because of that Pokemon being there. Especially if they want to keep going with our ideas here. The other idea I had going was introduce maybe not a special quest line, but similar to how they have the every day a new research shows up in your research queue. If they introduce one that will show up when you enter a nest, that could then unlock a certain Pokemon with a special AR graphic.
Okay.
So basically, there's a lot of Pokemon out there that could be doing a special attack. So like in gyms, they have the Hydro Pump that'll come out.
Right.
But in an AR photo, there's no way for that to actually happen.
For that animation to actually get triggered.
Mm-hmm. So if they introduce a special quest line with that, someone could then encounter the Pokemon in that park with that quest line at the bare minimum, or it'll allow for people to play their way, capture the Pokemon, and then that Pokemon could then start doing these special animations whenever it goes into an AR photo mode.
Right, okay.
Similar to the aspect of giving a Pokemon a special outfit. It shows differently. It'll take an AR photo differently, but this time, instead of a just blanket costume, it's doing an attack like it would be doing in a gym.
Right, so you just get different pictures, different AR shots.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And that would be a extra reason for someone to take a AR photo, which would then take an AR photo to submit it for that nest, which would then add more Pokestops or even gyms to a nest, making it more exciting for other players to join in. And when they start seeing,
just more noticeable to people that aren't from the area. Like, oh, look at all that. That must be click on that stop. They can see the AR picture, like, oh, sweet, that's a nest. Let's go check it out.
Oh, yeah, tenfold, yeah.
Yeah. Because not everybody checks the Silph Road. First of all, I don't think anybody updates the nests on the Silph Road anymore.
Yeah.
I did for a while. I have not done that in what feels like 2 years at this point.
Well, yeah, there isn't that much of a draw for it. Once in a while, I'll look up a nest just for an idea to submit a Pokestop for it. So I'll go on the Silph Road, look up a local nest, and then I'll find that Pokestop in the Ingress Intel map, and then see how the layout is there, see if there's anything else going on there. And then I'll go to the location, submit some stops, and see how it can go from there.
Hopefully something pops up.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be our idea for the nest rework. If you are interested in the Ultra Titan game, and this goes for anyone else here.
Oh, yeah.
So they have their website, ultratitan.com, and they have a deal for 2 Titans. It'll be for one is $15, and you get the beta 2D version right now until they come out with the 3D version.
Okay.
Which it's basically supposed to be a fitness RPG. So basically, as you're doing all these different grinds, workouts, walking sessions, yoga sessions, all the different things. I think it is best if you use a wearable that tracks your time for the workout and your
Okay.
and they may introduce other things down the line to make sure that you are actually doing the right stuff, because they do a peer review system. So basically,
Okay.
you'll submit the screenshot of your grind.
Gotcha.
It'll give you the XP for you and your habitant right off the bat. But if you get reviewed and then you didn't actually do the workout that it says you did, or you put some numbers in the wrong spot,
Right.
then it'll get returned and you wouldn't get credit for that grind.
Gotta keep you honest.
Yeah. And the battle system is actually pretty good. It's challenging, engaging. They do have an option to scale up the opponents, and this is just with the 2D version. It's basically you and your 5 other habitants, and they have various functions and attack strategies. So I'll probably do this in a stream to make it a little more easy to understand. But basically, unless it's a flying habitant, it can't attack things that are behind the other ones. So like it's set up, it's like you, 1 to your right, 1 to your left, and then 3 things in front of you. And unless the enemies can fly, they can't attack you in the back. So positioning of your character matters. There's some that will attack an entire row or an entire column. There's some that have shields. Some you can actually do a shield. So it's fairly interesting, engaging. A lot of RNG, a lot of RPG stats where your accuracy may suck. Your habitant's accuracy may suck. So you'll just be nonstop missing. But the nice thing is they have a auto mode. So you can just hit auto and let the AI take care of everything.
Nice.
Then again, the AI may not react accordingly if they... So you'll see that, okay, the one guy over there is really wrecking everyone else, but the AI is just going to do the regular, most logical ideas. Meanwhile, you may want to full focus that one guy and make sure that that guy gets taken care of as soon as possible. Strategy like that. It rewards you for working out, basically. So
Okay.
you can only play the game and do the battles, level up your habitants, if you actually complete a workout or a grind
Right.
to get the energy and XP for that.
Gotcha. Do you actually have to do something? You can't just... Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. You have to go on a walk, a hike, or a jog, workout, something like that. So it's still in beta, but if you or anyone listening wants to give it a try, just go on to ultratitan.com, sign up for it, give it a try. It's $15 for the beta, and obviously it's just their company, so you're not paying any money to Indiegogo or anything else from there. I think they ended their Indiegogo. They might still have their Kickstarter rolling, but they've been technically fully funded for that part of the stuff. So go fig.
I'm looking it up now.
Oh, okay.
Just a
Yeah, the
double check.
2D graphics is obviously something to be desirable, but that's why they're doing a 3D. They're pushing for their 3D update, and I got to look up the exact storyline and everything,
Okay.
because I think the story goes that there is an evil entity, an alien entity, called the Senza.
Isn't there always?
Yeah, always. And I think it goes that you're on a spaceship and you wake up from hibernation, so you have to do all this training to get you and the DNA samples that you find back up to fighting shape so that you can defeat this opponent, this enemy. And a lot of it right now is kind of similar to Pokemon Go. So their incubators, or their infinite incubator, is a sim droid.
Okay.
And as you complete the grinds and your workout sessions, you gain progress on your DNA samples, and then they transform into the habitant that it is set to be. So, what's the name?
It looks like both the Indiegogo and the Kickstarter have ended at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's if you wanted the extra bonuses or the founder system.
Yeah, you can go to their website and sign up there.
Yeah. Which, yeah, it's just a paid beta.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
and at 15 if you're using it, it's not.
Yeah, 15 for that, for one or two of them for 24, I think. They had some type of double deal. That's if you wanted to get a friend or a partner in at the same time. I think they just released it recently, so I had done through the Indiegogo. I had heard about it from a Kickstarter like last year, but I hadn't heard anything afterwards. It could definitely give most fitness apps a good run for their money in means of motivation for people to go out, work out, walk, do a grind.
Yeah. Speaking of walk, I gotta let this dog out. She's yelling at me. Well, not yelling, but grunting at me.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Augmented Ones. This has been Augmented Naturally. Jeff Storm here with DJ Brad.
Y'all have it easy.
Yep. Good balls, good calls, good luck. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.